G'day YouTube, Warble's on a lot here, and this is Radio National program called Awaye. Normally it's about Aboriginal issues, but tonight it seems to be about Maoist insurgents in India. It's been running for 15 minutes, it's going to run for another 45 minutes. I'm learning something new. I just thought I'd start the camera and you can too.
Across a festival by a group of tribal artists from the state of Jharkhand, one of the key
Malt
areas
liquor.
in the Maoist affected
Cooper's Red label, sparkling ale, 5.8% alcohol.
I was treated to the vibrant
Cheers.
songs and dance of artists clearly proud of their tribal culture and keen to show it off to an urban audience in Delhi. It was here that I meet Amitav Ghosh, who runs a non-government organisation called Kala Mandir that supports tribals based in the state of Jharkhand. He kindly offered to translate, as I wanted to ask some of the artists about the issues raised by my conversations so far in Delhi. Amitav introduced me to a performer called Kuntalai.
His name is Kuntalai. He comes from a remote village of Changal. The village is very famous, Bulmi. But today that village does not exist. A huge river project, Suvarnarekha multi-purpose project, funded by the World Bank, has made them displaced. 3,000 almost villages have been affected by that project, and more than 900 villages have been submerged. So he is also one of them. He is a
Sorry
great
dude,
sculptor.
it's too hot to sit there.
He is a great wood carver. He is a flutist. He is a drummer. He is a mask maker. He is a poet. He is a singer. And he is unknown.
बांसुरी फूकी ढोल धमसा ये सभी কিছু যার জন্য গোচারণে মস্তক বাধা বন যার জন্য শিখিলাম বাঁশুরি যার জন্য ঘাটে দানি যমুনাই বাহি তরণী
I'm trying to convince myself whether or not I can see Coriolis effect in the twisting of the flame cone.
And spoken with other artists that day who talked of similar experiences. I was curious to visit Jharkhand and see for myself how Kuntalai and others were living. Amitav offered to show me around, and so I was heading east of Delhi, into the heart of the Maoist Red Corridor. Travelling 20 hours across the country, it's a landscape of rich forests dotted with dusty little towns and villages. The forest areas here are often referred to as infected with Maoist guerrillas and are an immediate reminder of the rich natural resources on offer, even just above ground. As we approach the state capital, the forests finally give way to mines and huge industrial complexes that line the railway tracks. Jharkhand may be a state with a high tribal population, but its capital goes by another name, that of Steel City. It strikes me that this is a city that neatly represents one of the paradoxes of modern India, a bustling industrial hub packed with massive factories and smokestacks and India's trademark chaotic traffic. It's home to nearly 1.5 million people, but about a third of its residents are tribals, who for the most part live on the outskirts of town. It's here, on the edge of the city, the Santal tribals are celebrating an annual festival called Bahar, the time when the sacred sal tree gets new leaves on its branches. The Santal tribe worships nature, and today is the beginning of spring. With the women women wearing traditional saris and the men in t-shirts and dhotis, a form of loincloth, the festival is a fantastic spectacle. The Santals hang the bright green saltree leaves around their ears, forming a sort of leaf earring, as the men form troops of drummers and the women link their arms in a shuffling dance. At the festival, I meet two young women who reflect how tribal societies are changing. They're a reminder that not everyone is being left behind by the economic boom.
My full name is Meenu Kumari Hembram. I am from Jharkhand, Jamshedpur. Actually, my mother tongue is Santali. I am a Santali girl. Recently, I have completed my graduation with commerce stream.
Glorious thing about radio
right now I'm preparing for banking. Bank PO,
is the soundtrack is comprehensible without requiring a visual cue.
And while she's
to
deeply
decode it.
proud of her tribal roots, she also believes the future lies
If this
in
was a
better
television
education
documentary,
and
the
greater
soundtrack
economic
would be
opportunity
grabbing us
for
by
her
the
people.
ear holes and
I am
forcing us to march in
educated.
front of the
I can
screen
speak
and watch
English,
it.
as you can see. I can speak Hindi as well, but I haven't forgotten my culture, that is Santali.
Being
I can
ear-fed
do
by radio
conversation in Santali as well, so I don't
is
think that
sometimes a
I'll
better window
lose
onto
my
the world
culture at all.
than
And
watching
if
it on a
I'll
television
be,
screen.
very advanced and I'll
In
be
my experience.
financially very strong, definitely I'll do work for my culture to improve them, to make them come ahead.
Minda reminded me that for many tribals, it's the divisions along urban and rural lines, which often means between the educated and non-educated, that are helping to shape community attitudes toward progress and development. And along with this growing divide between urban and rural, a generational change is also on its way.
My name is Manisha Sore. I am in 12th standard doing my +2. And actually, I'm 18 years, so my parents, everyone, my uncle and my mother's brothers and sisters, they're all telling to get married.
Is that too early for you? Are you ready?
No, of course I'm not ready because I have thought of many things. Many things. I want to complete my intermediate. Okay, next year I'll give. I want to appear for engineering exams and as well as medical.
Tribals often face discrimination from the wider community. So I asked Manisha whether, being an Adivasi, she's treated any differently at school.
Actually, most of them, they do discriminate. They say that they are Adivasi, they are good, they are dirty and this and that. They're jungly. They do say that. They tease as if, we tease like dogs, no, that type of feeling, I felt that time. But what can we do? We cannot make them, we cannot stop them speaking, no. We can't do that, okay. Earlier, I felt very bad, but now I feel proud that I am an Adivasi. Actually, because now we are not lacking behind. Earlier, few people were educated. Nowadays, in this generation, most of the students are in English medium and they are proceeding further and further.
Talking with Manisha and Meenu, I got the sense of a community stretched between the past and the present, all the while trying to
I
define
wish
the
I could
future.
show it to you, but I don't have the technology. There's a sugar glider in the wattle
I've no
tree.
doubt that Santali tribal
Like a
culture
possum,
is
but
alive
about
and
this
well.
big.
But I wondered how Santali identity would evolve or even survive as a new generation grows up speaking English, working in banks and as engineers, and perhaps returning home just once a year for the festivals. A chance to swap jeans and a t-shirt for a sari and a drum, and to sing the old songs. The next day, I'm on the road again. I've met up with Amitabh.
It's running down
and
the
we're
tree
heading out
instead
to
of
the
gliding
area
down.
of Jharkhand, where the Chandil Dam is, the project that displaced Guntalaik and his family. A once rich farming area, we drive through what is now an arid landscape, set against the backdrop of an imposing dam. Guntalaik's home was submerged by the dam in the 1970s, leaving his once close village community in tatters. Arriving at the squatters' camp where Guntalaik lives, it's a shabby collection
jump to
of
the next
crumbling
tree.
concrete buildings, most without electricity or running water. We meet Guntalaik
I wish
again
you'd come
in
over
front
and
of
show
his
yourself
home.
to the camera.
আমার যত
Gee,
কোলা
go on, be brave.
যত কিছু সকল now what he says he does everything but he gets nothing now he works
It would
as a
involve
mere
you coming
guy.
over here and running across in front of the
brings
fire.
him livelihood to maintain his family but entire
cultural ethos is lost. This project has snatched everything from us. Not only the land and the culture, project has snatched his peace also. And he is lamenting that whether I'll get back.
Whether this is going to
What
happen.
will this revelation give us back from?
Having lost so much to a government project, I figured Gunter Laik and the others there would have
Okay,
every
yes,
reason
you've
to be
done it.
angry
You're in
with the
front of the
state.
camera.
And I wondered whether he saw the Maoists or Naxalites
maybe a bit
as a
high.
source of
Come on
hope or
down a bit.
inspiration. Again, Amitav Ghosh translates, and it's another villager, Prabhat Mato, who
I think-
answers.
I think it probably went too high for the frame, but a sugar glider just ran from over there to over there.
In the early days,
And it
really
jumped
brought them
1,
some hope.
2, 3
They
trees
fought with
to
him,
get
they
there.
fought for their cause.
That's pretty cool.
But virtually
I don't know whether you will
whole
have seen it,
movement
silhouetted against
has,
the
been
bright sky.
turned into money extortion from the contractors and the
Good old flame in
people,
the way too.
industrial people. So no more the Naxalites
Well,
are considered as a good man to them, and they cannot bring any benefit to them.
at about the 10-minute mark. Sugar
If
glider
the
in the
Maoist
frame.
guerrillas aren't the answer, I wanted to know if
That's
the
pretty
police
cool.
or state was doing a better job of taking care of them.
I can't claim to be much of a Dr. Doolittle when it comes to talking to the sugar gliders because I don't get to practice the conversation with them often enough.
The administrative officers and the missionary and the police, he says that they too are main
The
responsible.
theory is the
factors
sugar glider is part of the creator of the
Their
universe.
failures to
I am
deliver
part of the
the
creator of the
government
universe.
schemes and government
So if
projects.
I ask the sugar glider to do something,
The people know
the translation
that this
program
facilities
kicks
are
in like a
available,
babel
that
fish.
they don't get. He said, what is not
All you got to
available?
do is have
In
faith.
school, teachers
It
are
works
not
for
coming.
kangaroos and
In
swamp
school,
wallabies.
government has provided books they are not getting.
If not the Maoists, nor the police, nor the state, would the mines provide employment and infrastructure to help lift the village out of poverty?
He says that mining is a pure destruction because the land which
What
we
would be
have,
really funny would be
land
if
which
you
have
jumped
at the
down
top
on my
soil,
head or something.
it is gone forever.
Maybe
And
one
once
in
the
the
mining
corner
is
of
over,
that would be great.
those land is a barren land again. So what he is saying that for last
Have you got
300,
that much
500 years,
audacity,
their
little sugar
ancestors
glider?
have been plowing that land and made it fertile. Now they have.
If anybody
copper,
really
they have
wants to see
iron,
the sugar glider, you can
uranium.
back scroll
So,
probably
not only
200
they are being
movies.
displaced from their own land,
And I have
but
got
they are being
footage of that
displaced
sugar
and
glider in the
from
day.
their own culture.
So,
Still
if
only
not the
4 power
Maoists,
telephoto,
nor the
but it's
state,
footage of
nor
the sugar glider.
police, nor big industry, perhaps, as G.K. Pillai, the former Home Secretary, had suggested, India's democratic
It wasn't totally
institutions are the way
fortuitous. The
forward.
chuffs called me out to it
It's a
that
question
time.
Amitav Ghosh put to another villager there, Hirumani.
मैं इलेक्शन में खड़ी हुई थी मुझे पार्टी पॉलिटिक्स से कोई ये नहीं था लेकिन
So in the villages also,
It's a
money
funny
has
feeling
become
paying
big
rates
power.
on 100 acres of endangered
Even the
species
buses are
sanctuary.
being purchased.
being purchased by
I've been doing it for 22 years.
Because
So
contractors
all of
want
the
work,
animals
illegal work. So
and
they
a
are
lot
paying
of the
political
young
parties.
vegetation
Political parties instead
has
going to the
all
villages and they are buying them.
grown here
So
in
votes are
my
being
tenure.
purchased.
out of interest, how much does it you get paid for your vote?
কিরকম পেয়েছে political
It's a
party
very
রা
funny
500,
feeling
কিরকম
being
পেয়েছে?
responsible for all the life on some of the skin of planet Earth.
एक आदमी को एक स्टूल के ऊपर की एक पर फैमिली से एक आदमी को तो 5 आदमी है
All the photos were
Some
given
people in that situation may see it as an opportunity to make money by
100
exploiting
rupees per vote,
whatever they
per
can.
person.
purpose.
If it moves, shoot it. If it doesn't move, chop it down. If you can't get your axe into it, try dynamite. If that doesn't work, rent it out for advertising
In the
space.
village, there are 2,000 voters. They pay,
My attitude is if I can make
2 lakh.
the topsoil grow up to cover the rocks, if I can make the biomass and the biodiversity increase during my tenure on the land, then at least I'm not one of the fucking
100
scumbags who've
rupees is
destroyed
just
planet
over
Earth.
$1 Australian, about what Hirumani earns for a day's work crushing
Maybe
stones.
I'm lazy, but at least
With
I'm not
villagers
selfish.
here already feeling that the state, the mines, and the supposedly pro-tribal Maoist uprising have little to offer.
In
It
terms
turns
of
out
atmospheric
India's
chemistry,
democracy
humanity seems
is
to
also
have
going
fucked the
pretty
goose.
cheap.
I think global warming's going to clean a
As
lot
I
of us
get
up
ready
pretty
to
soon.
leave,
If you'd like to do something to resist global warming, search the word sunfoil, S-U-N-F-O-I-L, on YouTube as a movie title. You search that, you'll run into a string of movies. I've put them up there and it'll show you how to shave some of your road vehicles' fuel bill. By putting the solar panel on my car, I burn 33.25% less. 60% is the maximum you can expect to save. 10% is the minimum. It's still cheaper than petroleum fossil fuel. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Drunken rant outside fire. Ciao.